Hello and welcome to Eagles Tonight. Alongside my partner Jake Arnoldy, my name is Will Duerksen. Thank you very much for tuning in to Eagles Tonight. Today we're going to be talking about the Eagles' strengths and their weaknesses for this upcoming season. Jake, what would you say is the Eagles' biggest strength that they have?
Some strengths that the Eagles have, I would say, is their wide receiving core. Obviously bringing in Alshon Jeffrey along with Torrey Smith and adding them with Jordan Matthews and improving Nelson Aguilar. I think one of the main strengths this year will be their wide receiving core and giving Wentz more options down the field and giving him a deep threat in Torrey Smith.
Those are all very good receivers to have if you're a team like the Eagles who want to build around Carson Wentz. Now, what would you say is the Eagles' biggest weakness?
One of their biggest weaknesses is obviously their cornerbacks. They're struggling with cornerbacks. Both cornerbacks last year they had McKelvin not being in the league anymore, and Nolan Carroll went to the Cowboys. So I think that bringing in a rookie and Jalen Mills, a 7th-round pick last year, that'll definitely be hard for the Eagles, and they'll have to go out and maybe trade for somebody or draft somebody next year.
That's also going to put a lot of pressure on the safeties because they've got to do well, too. It's not just the cornerbacks who roam in the backfield, it's the safeties.
Yeah, definitely, too, with Malcolm Jenkins.
What would you say would be like something that's good for the Eagles but they can improve on?
I would say something that's good is their offensive line. Something they could improve on is right now they're looking at Jason Kelsey, their center spot. They're looking to improve on a new center, a long-term center. They're also they just released one of their guards in Alan Barbary, and they're having a rookie come up and take that spot. So their offensive line is very good. It's improved a lot, especially with Lane Johnson coming back from a 10-game suspension from last year. So, yeah, that'll definitely help a lot.
Apparently, we are getting breaking news right now from our producers that, wow, Kyrie Irving has just been traded to the Nets for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and 3 first-round draft picks. What do you think about that?
Wow. That's a shocker. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he would go to maybe the Spurs or Timberwolves over the Nets. I mean, that obviously wasn't one of Kyrie's choices or one of the teams he listed to go to. So that'll definitely be hard on Kyrie and alongside D'Angelo Russell because the Nets just got D'Angelo Russell too.
Yes, what a good move for them.
Yes, well, we'll see.
Do you think that with the first-round picks that the Cavs got in return, they're likely going to be lottery picks if Brooklyn doesn't pick up the pace? Do you think they could potentially net a star with those lottery picks?
Yes, I do think that they could, but I think they're going to hold on to them and not want to trade them, especially with LeBron being undecided. And LeBron could go anywhere next year. He's not decided. He may not come back to Cleveland, and who knows where he'll end up. So.
Now that Irving is gone, who will handle most of the Knicks' duties when Derek Rose is not in the starting lineup?
For the Knicks?
No, for the Cavs.
Oh, for the Cavs. I don't know. I think Derek Rose will take a lot of the load at point guard, and we'll see. I mean, the Cavs they're reigning champs. They won a couple years ago. They've been in the finals 3 straight years, so we'll definitely see. If LeBron wants to continue his dynasty here with the Cavs, or if LeBron wants to move on, you see something else with D-Wade and Carmelo Anthony.
Do you think this is going to lead to another big change across the NBA? Like, for instance, besides LeBron leaving, do you think the Cavs are going to get somebody to replace him should LeBron leave?
I definitely think that they wanted Kyrie to be their star player once LeBron left, and they thought that they would get Kyrie long term. But I mean, now Kyrie obviously has been traded and 3 first-round draft picks. I think they want to hold on to those picks, draft somebody high, and then hold on to them for a little bit.
That'll do it for us this evening here on Eagles Tonight. For Jake Arnoldy, I'm Will Duerksen. Good night, Philadelphia.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fox's coverage of the World Series. I'm Ben Curtis with Peyton Napoliello and Will Duerksen. Chris Bryant has a 1-2 count here in the top of the 10th as the Chicago Cubs look to retake the lead following a very eventful 9th inning and 8th inning. We're in the top of the 10th here.
Chris Bryant at the plate. Chris Bryant, arguably the best third baseman in all of baseball, looking to come up big here for the Cubs.
And he takes outside for ball 2. Bryant, a member of that Cubs All-Star infield where all 4 members made the 2016 starting lineup for the All-Star game.
Yeah, if you'll notice, Bryant didn't need to swing at that. He just needs to get on base somehow for the Cubs to keep their inning alive. He doesn't have to hit a home run.
That's Albert Almora Jr. pinch running for Kyle Schwarber, who's able to get back to first base after the attempted pickoff throw from Trevor Bauer, who has entered this game relieving Brian Shaw. Shaw is still in this game.
And I like that move for Joe Madden, switching to Almora Jr. I think, you're getting late into the ball game, top 10, a World Series on the line. Sure, you're taking Schwarber's bat out of the lineup, but Almora Jr. will produce the speed.
Bryant lifts one deep into the air into center field, but Davis is there, and he makes the catch, 1 out.
That's kind of a game-changing out in this inning if you look at it. Because if you think about it, Almora is now at second base. The Cubs can bring him home with a single and easily take the lead now.
And that's what I was talking about Almora's speed. I don't think if you have Schwarber at first base, he's not getting the second base there. So either way,
Agreed.
still a good move by Joe Madden. You have a runner in scoring position. Now it'll be interesting to see if the Indians will even pitch to Anthony Rizzo.
Phenomenal base running there from Albert Almora. It was a dangerous read because if he goes, obviously there's a chance he gets doubled up. But if he stays and Davis is unable to make the play, then he could have had the opportunity to score. So Almora with the good base running sets up Anthony Rizzo. As Peyton mentioned, we'll see what Terry Francona decides to do here with Trevor Bauer warming up in the bullpen for Cleveland. And there's the meeting on the mound that's going to be broken up.
And that's very interesting as well. Trevor Bauer, the starting pitcher, we saw earlier in the series, he had that injury to his finger. We'll see if he ends up coming in, if that'll play any effect whatsoever. But, interesting to see Trevor Bauer out there getting loose for the Indians.
Zobrist is on deck as Rizzo steps in. He's at 360 in this World Series, which has gone all 7 games and a little bit more. 10th inning here in Game 7 from Progressive Field in Cleveland. Thanks so much for joining us.
Rizzo may be the Cubs' most potent hitter. You don't know what you're going to do with him because he can easily hit it out of the park on the first pitch. So you have to be careful with who you pitch to and why, especially in the 10th inning of the World Series.
Well, Francona knows exactly what he's going to do with Anthony Rizzo. He's going to put him on first base in lieu of facing Ben Zobrist. Rizzo, obviously a very dangerous hitter, so we'll face Zobrist instead.
A very smart decision there by Terry Francona, in my opinion, at least. You set up the double play ball, you don't face Anthony Rizzo, which is obviously something that can scare a lot of people away. So now you'll bring Ben Zobrist to the plate. Zobrist still a very, very good hitter, but nowhere near to the caliber that Anthony Rizzo is.
The Cleveland double play duo of Jason Kipnis and Francisco Lindor will be at double play depth as Travis Shaw looks for the ground out that will send Cleveland to the bottom of the 10th inning and a chance to win the World Series. Or will Ben Zobrist deliver here for Chicago?
Now, Ben, if you're Terry Francona here, would you consider moving the outfield in a little bit? I know you don't want a ball to go over your head here, but with a runner on second base, possibly to be able to cut a single off and not allow the runner to come home to score, it's something to consider at least.
As Zobrist takes ball high 1, it looks like the outfield is playing no doubles defense. And I think that's the smart decision from Terry Francona, keep the Cubs at arm's length at the very worst.
Keep in mind, you want to make sure your defense is not too far back, as he said, because the last thing you want is to have it go over your head. The Indians have to be very wise. There's a lot of strategy here, more than most people may realize.
Almora's on second, Rizzo's on first. And the count's 1-1 now to Ben Zobrist, still looking for his first hit in this Game 7.
And I like that spot there by Brian Shaw. I think that's a good area to keep it with Ben Zobrist kind of out of the zone, a little high. Well, not out of the zone, but to the right of him, not inside. You want to have Zobrist push the ball if he's going to do anything.
Zobrist takes strike 2, and all of a sudden Shaw is ahead in the count 1-2. And now he could be a little bit more aggressive looking for that ground ball, as I mentioned, that would help get him out of the inning.
Yeah, I'd expect possibly a changeup out of the zone here. See if you get Zobrist to chase at it. It'd be a pretty good kill pitch with the count being at 1-2.
Zobrist lines it down the left field line and foul.
That's the best thing he could have done there, is made sure that he stays in the at-bat, because the more he makes the pitcher work, the more tired he's going to get, and that's a good thing if you're the Chicago Cubs hitters.
Brian Shaw, this will be his 25th pitch of his Game 7 outing. Addison Russell awaits on deck as we get set for the 1-2.
We're already seeing Aroldis Chapman throw a lot of pitches today. Brian Shaw starting to do the same thing here, as Ben mentioned, at 25.
Zobrist lines one down the left field line and fair. One run's going to come around and score. Cut off by Brandon Geyer. And Rizzo will hold at third. Chicago has a 7-6 lead.
And Ben Zobrist is absolutely ecstatic. A big-time hit for Ben Zobrist. He knows it. The Cubs haven't won a World Series since 1908, and they're on the verge of doing so right now with that hit from Ben Zobrist. Absolutely amazing.
And Will, 2 more in scoring position for Addison Russell with only 1 out.
Yes, this could not have come at a better time for Chicago. You have a chance to go up 3 runs in the bottom of the 10th. Not many teams get that chance. And if they do manage to bring home all the runs, they better not blow it.
And that's what I noticed right away. Aroldis Chapman, the first player there to greet him as he came home. Chapman, so big in the series, he knows he wants to win.
With Will and Peyton, I'm Ben Curtis. Thanks so much for watching Fox's coverage of the World Series.
For Sports Broadcasting Camp, this is Sports Broadcasting Center. Alongside my partner Tyler Katz, I'm Will Duerksen.
Yesterday was the MLB trade deadline that saw a staggering 16 trades. The trades included Rangers ace Yu Darvish to the Los Angeles Dodgers, Sonny Gray from the Oakland Athletics to the New York Yankees, and Jonathan Lucroy from the Texas Rangers to the Colorado Rockies. Even the Phillies made a move, dealing Joaquin Benoit to cross-state rivals the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for single-A pitcher Seth McGarry. We'll now move on to the highlights from yesterday's game between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies.
Phillies game is underway here in Citizens Bank Park, and Freddie Galvis will trot on home because of a missed throw by the catcher. That causes the Phillies to take a 1-0 lead.
Julio Teheran pitching to Aaron Altair, and he will drive this one to deep left field, 450 feet plus the longest by a Philly this year. That was Altair's 15th of the year, and you can tell Teheran is not happy about that one.
That caused Cameron Rupp to say, I want to join the party too. And he hits one way out to left center field. That'll give the Phillies a 3-0 lead. That should be enough to keep Rupp his job for next season. If you'll notice, Jonathan Perkins just nonstop dabbing. If you count it, that was 25 times he did so.
Ty Kelly on first base in the bottom of the 5th, and Galvis is going to hit this one into right field. Nick Marchese is trying to make the play. It gets by him, rolling to the wall. Kelly will come around to score, and it seems Galvis has got a triple as he slides into the base. This one's going to hit off the bag, and Freeman can't get it. He scores on the air. 10-3, Phillies was your final score.
Kyrie Irving has demanded a trade from his current team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Multiple teams are interested, with the Timberwolves, Celtics, Heat, and Knicks being active in trade talks with the Cavs All-Star guard. A rumor by RealGM.com states that the Suns would be willing to swap Eric Bledsoe, a 2018 first-round pick, and the 4th pick in the most recent draft, Josh Jackson. Last season, Irving averaged 25.2 points per game and shot just over 47% from the floor, a career high.
We'll now move on to football, where highlights of the Patriots versus the Falcons. Leading it off, Devontae Freeman, first play from scrimmage, and he's going to drive this one 50 yards, breaking a tackle, but eventually Malcolm Butler will drive him down. The Falcons failed to score on that drive, and now the Patriots have it. Tom Brady in search for his 5th ring. He's going to hand this one on to LeGarrette Blount, one of the best running backs in the game, but not this time. That would be his last play as a Patriot as he fumbles the ball. Robert Alford on the recovery. Falcons ball. Multiple flags on the play, but it would go to the Falcons. Now Matt Ryan looking over to the middle to Julio Jones, who's going to take that one to midfield just at the start of the second quarter.
However, minutes later, the Falcons would change the score up a little bit. 2nd and 1 on the 11. Ryan's going to take the step and do a quick handoff to Freeman. He jukes one guy and just dives into the end zone. You know the bird's got a sore, folks. On a 3rd and 9, Ryan looking to throw long. How's that for your backup tight end for a statement-making play? Austin Hooper's touchdown puts Atlanta up 14-0. Meanwhile, Tom Brady trying to answer the call. Only no, it's Robert Alford once again. That pick six puts Atlanta up 21-0 with about 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Alford had himself one heck of a game, and he knows how to come up with big plays, being a former Eagle. Right before the first half, Brady's going to drop back and throw. He seems like he's out of options, but no, he finds James White. He'll bring that down to the 28-yard line, setting up the man with the iron leg, Stephen Gostkowski.
Patriots have only been shut out one time this year. That was a 16-0 loss against the Buffalo Bills. They do not want that to happen in the Super Bowl. It's a 41-yard field goal attempt for the man who's kicked 20 straight in the postseason, Stephen Gostkowski. It is up and good, 21-3 at the half. Next, we have Taylor Gabriel juking out Malcolm Butler. What a play by him. Later in that drive, it's going to be a pass to Devontae Coleman in for the touchdown. That would be Atlanta's largest lead of the game. It's 28-3. Patriots' next drive, the 39-year-old Tom Brady on the rush, and he's going to take this one for the first down. Later on that New England drive, it would be Tom Brady on the pass to James White. He is in for the Patriots' first touchdown of the game, make it 28-10. New England maybe starting a comeback. Falcons' next drive, and it's going to be a passing play, and that will be a strip sack by Devontae Hightower. New England will recover, and they're in business with 8 minutes left.
You can't put away those wings yet, folks. Thanks to Tom Brady. On a slant route here, he finds Danny Edelman from 8 yards out. All Amendola does is just catch passes in big games when they need him to most. Now watch this play. This is perfectly executed by Bill Belichick. White takes the direct snap and just dives into the end zone. Very smart. Brady executed the fake perfectly. Meanwhile, Matt Ryan needs something to answer. On 2nd and 9, the pocket's collapsing, but he somehow seems to move out and find Julio Jones near the 20-yard line. Great coverage by Eric Rowe there, but the refs call it a legal catch because, let's look at the replay, Jones clearly got both feet in, thus making it a legal catch. You'd think that'd be the big catch of the game as he beat on a post-corner route until this catch.
Edelman says, I can top that catch as Tom Brady goes deep over the middle, almost picked off, and it's a dog pile down at the line. And we take a look at the replay, and we see that it was a fair catch by Julian Edelman. This one is hovering over the ground before Edelman pulls it in. That's a great catch by Julian Edelman. That would end up saving the Patriots in this game. Later on in the drive, Tom Brady handoff to White. He is in for the touchdown. It's Patriots only down by 2, 28-26. On the two-point conversion try, Tom Brady takes the snap after calling an audible, and Amendola will cross the line. Flags on the play, but it wouldn't matter. Tie game. Overtime, a touchdown would do it for the New England Patriots. First overtime in a Super Bowl. And this one's going to be a handoff to James White, who already has 2 touchdowns. Fights his way through the defender, and he will score.
That will cap a Texas-sized comeback from 25 points down for the Patriots, and arguably the biggest Super Bowl comeback of all time.
So that will do it here from Sports Broadcasting Camp. We thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Joining us this evening. And we are getting ready to just tip it off. They should have Tristan Thompson and Pachalia in the lineups tonight. What do you think of the whole backstory behind this, Matt?
I think the build-up for this series, Will, has honestly been going for months. This was kind of the matchup that everybody anticipated. We're underway. Let's have at it.
How about that? We start with Pachalia in the lane. Thompson fakes the shot, and now Green's going to take one, and apparently he must have missed it. Cavs are saying they haven't. But you got to give Kevin Durant credit, though, because he knew this was the best shot he could get to chase the ring. I don't know if the fans in Oklahoma City are watching this right now, but maybe he did the right thing. You just never know, right? In the meantime, the Cleveland Cavs have on the floor Irving, James, Love, Smith, and Thompson. That's a very good starting 5 to have on the floor. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? In the meantime, Love's going to take it, being guarded by Klay Thompson. Love the hands-on defense there. And it looks like he's being pressured, and he's just going to chuck it away, out of bounds, no shot clock. Excellent defense there by the Warriors.
Really, really good closeout that time by Pachulia. And that's something that maybe the Cavaliers aren't necessarily accustomed to, but excellent D that time around. Really good defensive possession.
I guess that must have been something that Steve Kerr made throughout the playoffs, because as the opponents got tougher, the defense likely got tougher as well. Steph Curry just got hit on the arm by Irving. That's the Cavs' first foul of the game. If you think about it, the Cavs are trying to bring this back to Cleveland. That alone would be huge in itself. But when you look at Golden State, they say, no, this is our time. We want revenge. You took this away from us. We want to give it back. In the meantime, Green going to take it. Excellent screen set by Curry. And it doesn't look like he has anybody open, so he'll just go from deep, shoot a three, and that likely won't go in. Good rebound by Pachulia, though, doing his best. It'd be interesting to see how they incorporate Pachulia into tonight, because you're going to need to have, like, the Kyle Korvers or the James Jones of the world who can come off the bench and score, because if you just play the same five, you're not going to have a lot of points. You're just going to get tired. In the meantime, James finds J.R. Smith wide open in the corner. Cavs take a 3-0 lead. Excellent play there, Matt.
Yeah, excellent distribution there by James. If that's there all series for J.R. Smith and that can be consistent, Cleveland's in really good shape.
In the meantime, Pachulia just followed up with a layup of his own. Cavs' lead is now back down to 1 as Irving takes it up court. The energy in Oracle Arena must be big right now, as I said earlier. And Irving's going to take an apparently, no, he is not fouled, and Pachulia is down on the ground. This is not good news for Golden State. The fans obviously like that. Let's take a look at the replay here. Pachulia was being pushed by Kevin Love, and after the rebound, he just seemed to pick up the slack and go with it. You gotta like that determination, especially in the finals.
Yeah, what we've seen with Zaza Pachulia over the course of his career is that he's a guy that's willing to do the little things. It's served him really well, and it's helped him stick around and carve out what's been a nice career.
Yeah, he played for Dallas with Nowitzki, so he's no stranger to not being the main guy, and I think that's a good element to have with Pachulia. In the meantime, James is just taking it down. Goes for the layup. Instead, he kicks it out. Love now for 3. Misses that. And somebody for the Cavs got the board. I think it's Thompson. And in the meantime, we're going to see a foul here by Golden State. If you think about it, the Cavs, aside from their big 3, they need to get backup help. That's just, you can't win the series and rely on 2 or 3 or 4 players, especially if you're Golden State. Because the reason Kevin Durant may have wanted to leave was because he wasn't being like the star with Westbrook. It's going to be interesting to watch. Irving, meanwhile, misses a shot. Golden State grabs the board right away with the up-tempo. Is that something I think that's something they normally do. Pachulia just missed it. He missed it again. Are you kidding me right now, folks?
Shot selection, and really, that was a point-blank miss for Pachulia, but shot selection, both sides, hasn't been that great early on.
No, I completely agree with you. In the meantime, Durant missed another easy layup. What is going on right now? I am just shocked at the number of shots. Another bad shot taken by LeBron, although that will be a foul on Curry, I believe. Golden State fans obviously not impressed with that. If Curry does receive the foul, it will be his first. You got to admit, the rivalry between LeBron James and Draymond Green does go back to last year's finals when Green was, pushing and shoving people all over the place.
Yeah, it's certainly been present for a while. I think one of the emerging themes that we're seeing so far early in this game, and it's kind of funny to say, whoever can make the shots from point-blank range is going to be in good shape.
In the meantime, LeBron just missed his first free throw. He gets another one. LeBron is the 7th player in NBA history to play in 7 straight NBA Finals. That alone is a big achievement. Just for LeBron standards by himself, considering how much of a figure he is in today's NBA. And when you look at it, LeBron is just trying to lead this team. I mean, it's just pretty much fallen on his shoulders to do it, and he makes that. We are now tied at 4. Excellent shooting there by LeBron, Matt.
Yeah, 4 apiece, and at this point, both sides, you could probably have 10 or 12 points up on the board. Just had to make some of those layups.
Oh!
That's high percentage, though.
That's high percentage. You can't deny that. Kevin Durant just put on the brakes, caught that pass perfectly. They just killed it there. In the meantime, LeBron quickly passes to Love. Love gets it off. Nice shot there by Kevin Love to put Cleveland back up 1. Cleveland's off to a hot start, and that's always good to have, especially in high-octane games like this, Matt.
Yeah, and with James distributing early on, that's a really good sign. The fact that he hasn't had to be the centerpiece of this offense necessarily, and the fact that they're up early, that's really good. That bodes well for Cleveland.
In the meantime, Thompson takes the inbound pass from Durant and lays it in. Golden State up now 1 with 8:12 to go in the first quarter. Not a lot of scoring so far, not as much as you'd expect, like you said earlier.
Yeah, excellent design play, though, coming off the inbounds there.
Yes. Keep in mind, I think the reason why they're having LeBron distribute so much, at one point Tyronn Lue was a point guard as a guard, so he's used to distributing the ball a lot. Irving there for a wide open 3. The Cavs have been just killing it early with the 3 shooting, don't you think?
Yeah, they've looked good from the outside, and part of it has been their ability to set up their dribble penetration and get perimeter looks.
Yeah, the Cavs have made 3 out of their 5 3 shots tonight. Without those, they'd probably not be up as much, if not up at all. I'm surprised the refs didn't call a charge there. In the meantime, Green steals the ball from Love, and Green, oh my goodness.
No doubt about that one.
That's got to be at least a charge, if not a technical. That's just wrong. I'm starting to wonder if Draymond Green is purposely playing physical or if it's just something he normally does.
Well, I mean, that's just part of his nature. This is a really good identification, though, by Love. Green's out of control, knows to get his feet set, just goes stationary here, and like I said, no doubt about it, that's a charge from the get-go.
That is a good move for sure. Green is now on the bench. And that'll wrap it up here. When we come back, we'll take a commercial break. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hey Boomer, I just received word from Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, and he believes rookie running back James Conner's shoulder injury is not as bad as he originally thought. That's good news for Pittsburgh because Le'Veon Bell still has not reported to camp due to a holdout. Live from Steelers camp in Latrobe, I'm Will Duerksen, ESPN.